very busy fighter also.
So a large nation roots for Chris John to keep it going. Tomorrow morning, a minor league baseball player shot by police in his own driveway after police mistook his car for one that was stolen. Don't miss Bryant Gumbel's report on Real Sports. And Monday night, a brand new event, the BNP Paribas Showdown for the Billie Jean King Cup. One night of live women's tennis featuring the Williams sisters, Jelena Jankovic and Ana Ivanovic.
Tonight is your night, baby. You understand? Tonight is your night.
CompuBox numbers in round 2. Chris John landing 17 out of 73, Juarez 11 out of 66. In both rounds so far, John has landed more punches, and they've thrown just about the same number. But all of John's landed punches, by and large, are jabs. Juarez is getting in those solid body blows, both Max and Emmanuel pointed out. John now visibly dropping his elbows just a little bit to try to contend with those body shots. That may cut down on the number of jabs he can get off.
Both guys are fighting very good defensive, even though it's a fast-paced fight, but both guys seem to be avoiding getting hit with clean punches for the most part. The most effective punches have been the jab from both fighters.
And therefore, I think that highlights Juarez's body punching, where even when John partially blocks it, it's landing with a thudding impact, Juarez's shots.
Among a variety of trials and tribulations in his career, Juarez tells us that for the last couple of years he has suffered from double vision in the left eye. Double vision so severe that from time to time he misses the salt shaker or the beverage container when he reaches for it. He finally went to a doctor and had cartilage removed from under the left orbital bone, and there is now a small metal plate behind that bone.
And maybe that double vision, which affected certain performances, coupled with a layoff before he fought Barrios, left the impression that Juarez is on the downside of his career. So far tonight, it doesn't look that way, although John's having a much better round here in the third.
John has landed a couple of right hands here in the third round, and those right hands are sufficient to show us that he does not have real pop with that punch. Seems abundantly clear that if Chris John wins the fight, it's yet another decision. In a career that so far shows 20 out there.
The left eye of Rocky Juarez is beginning to close up, and that could be a factor going down into the late rounds, because the fight, from what I see, is a very close fight and very difficult to score.
John seems to have gotten busy this round.
Good uppercut by Chris John. Juarez getting closer and punctuating the round with a left hook to the chest. And there's a look at Juan Baby Bull Diaz. Like Juarez, a Houston native. One of the most intriguing characters in boxing, because through his professional career, he has been pursuing an undergraduate education at the University of Houston downtown. Expects to graduate with a degree in May. Is taking the LSATs very soon. That's the test that you take to get into law school. Hopes to be in law school by this fall. It all makes for an amazing day-to-day workload. At one point a couple of years ago, he said to his manager, Willie Savannah, I'm getting tired. I think I have to drop the academic career. And Savannah reportedly said to him, if you want to quit something, you're going to have to quit boxing, because I'm not going to let you quit school.
More feints and more 1-2s, okay? And keep moving left.
Round 4 begins. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the first 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28, Chris John. Jim, this guy is a cutie if I ever saw a cutie. I mean, he boxes, he moves, he doubles that jab. When Rocky Juarez gets in, in close, and tries to get in Chris John's chest, John either whacks him with a right hand, like he did right there, or ties him up. I mean, he's about as cute as he can get. Good ring generalship by Chris John. 2-1, Chris John.
The circumstances of Juan Manuel Marquez's loss to Chris John in Borneo were such that on the surface you would immediately leap to the conclusion, oh, maybe this was a home court decision or some kind of a robbery. And the Marquez people will say to you that they think they won the fight, but they don't say it in such terms as to suggest that it was anything like a highway robbery. It's more like, oh, it was a close fight and we think we won 7 rounds. That is by no means the kind of outrage that goes with going to a foreign country and being robbed.
Chris John is a very balanced out fighter, upper body movement, good defense, and very, very busy. And I may be wrong, but looking at his facial expression between rounds, I think he has great stamina, and that's going to be a big factor going down the stretch.
First couple of rounds, Rocky Juarez seemed determined to impose himself. I don't see necessarily less of an effort from Juarez, but I do see Chris John shifting into another gear. And it's going to be interesting to see whether Juarez can follow him into that gear.
Well, the suggestion was that in the 3rd round he had stepped up the pace by throwing more punches. By CompuBox count, 95 of them in that round. So it was a significant step up.
Max, I agree with you. I see that even though Juarez came out determined, he's still fighting with that same determination. I see a lot of determination on the part of John, and I think he's going to be that way going down the stretch. And whether Rocky can hold up is the question.
Looks like John has a pretty decent beard. Rocky cracked him with a straight right hand.
That's right, and he took it and kept going. And Rocky can punch. He's a real puncher.
And he's cutting the ring down very well tonight, too.
It's a good fight between 2 very good fighters with contrasting styles. Exactly what we expect to see in the main event. I think Chris John's confidence is rising. I see him standing his ground from time to time now and trading with Rocky Juarez, as if to say, I've taken your best.
Look, it was a good round. It was a good round. Look, this is your night, baby. Nobody can take this away from you. Only you can do it. Only you can take this away. You got to get closer, though, okay? Listen, you're hurting this guy in the body, okay? I'm telling you, you're hurting this guy in the body, okay? But you got to get closer to stay there. When you get there, you got to stay there, okay? Give me a drink.
All right? And keep flicking the jab. Doesn't have to hit him every time. Just put the jab in front of his eyes, okay? And work off that. Yeah? Fainting. Now fainting. All right? Stop letting go.
Here we see Rocky Juarez land, which I think was the cleanest punch of the entire fight at this point. A beautiful time right hand.
Go, Craig. Nothing good.
Emmanuel Stewart mentioned the swelling around Rocky Juarez's left eye. Subtle, not exactly imperceptible, but it isn't really a dangerous situation so far. It's just like a brewing storm on the horizon.
You know something about the right hand Juarez landed, though, Emmanuel, as you mentioned, it was crisp and straight and accurate. Chris John doesn't take too many on the chin. He got hit in the face, but he doesn't take too many right on the chin, and that's all the difference.
Yeah, in fact, he's a very good defensive fighter for the most part. And Rocky's doing a good job on defense tonight, too. A lot of punches are being thrown, accurate, precision punches, but very few are landing completely clean. Most of them are half deflected.
In boxing, the punch that looks spectacular but doesn't hit the chin is not nearly as effective as the short punch right on the chin, because on the chin, the neck can't act as a shock absorber at the same time.
Another good right hand by Juarez.
Going back by the back of that, all right?
Lawrence Cole warning Chris John against holding the back of the head. So in one fell swoop, John gets cracked with another right hand and warned by Lawrence Gold. Doesn't seem to blunt his confidence. He's beating Juarez to the punch now. Rocky is following rather than leading, but when he gets close, he does damage. Over the top with the right hand for John, and he backs Juarez up.
John, as you mentioned, not a big puncher, Jim, but he hits hard enough to keep guys honest. Rocky Juarez simply can't run headlong into these shots.
Straight down the middle with the right hand by John.
Good right hand down the middle.
Opened up a cut over the left eye.
Absolutely right, and it's a bleeding cut. That was the most important.